10 बजे खुला है इसी का देखिए तो नीचे जैसे मैं तो कह रहा हूँ सब्जी खुल के गई थी देख रहे बताना मूवी अब इसी के विषय में क्या करना है
Audio so Italian for joyful men.
God use you.
चली जाएगी इसलिए
पारस सर
हाँ
सर के लिए वो ठीक
कुछ विचार व्यक्त कर रहे थे बताइए
नहीं बस वही मैं देखा नहीं सर के लिए
इसको धूप में डालो
मैं सबको धूप में डाल के सर
So, hello everyone. Today we are going to uh, talk about or learn a chapter. A house is not a home. Going to dive in before diving, going to dive in uh, the chapter. Dive into the chapter. We are going to learn. We are going to look at an overview of this chapter. So, in this section, we are going to learn about the author, theme of this story, and summary and key takeaways. This chapter matters. Okay, about the writer, Jen.
Mary is pronounced Gaudi while rich so with this
Okay, Jan Gaudioso is an American writer known for her contribution to educational anthologies. So, in a to put it more simply, Gaudioso, so he is known for her contribution to inspiration and educational anthologies. Means he has contributed so many um, good work to inspirational and educational anthologies. She often writes about personal growth, resilience. Resilience means the process by which we recover ourselves. So that's resilience and challenges of adolescence, focusing on how young people overcome difficulties and discover strength in community and compassion. So she often writes about personal growth like motivation and all, resilience, how to recover from obstacles and some difficult situation, and the challenges of adolescence means like the challenges that we face during our um, teen age. So that period is adolescence, and focusing on the young people overcome difficulties and discover strength in community and compassion. And she focuses on focuses on how people uh, overcome difficulties. All right. So in adolescence or in teen age, like we face so many challenges in our life. So how do we overcome such difficulties or challenges, and what should be the role of community and the compassion, okay, towards us or towards any people, those who are in teenage. So in her writing we came to know about all of these things. And moving on, theme, the central idea or the central theme of this chapter are and resilience. Narrator experiences the trauma of losing his cat but learns to cope. Cope means to get through something. All right. Loss and she narrator experiences the trauma means some kind of wound caused by some kind of incident. So that's trauma of losing home, when we lose our home where we used to live. So how do we feel? Obviously we feel traumatic. We will have traumatic experiences, right? And then she also loses her beautiful cat, and finally he finds her cat. So and then how does she feel? This kind of experience we can we find in this chapter. Loneliness and belongings. Loneliness and belongings means uh, how do we feel when we become lonely, and belonging means something that belong to us. All right. So in this chapter, when the narrator um, joins a new school, so at that time she feels isolating. All right. But the kindness from classmates helps him feel accepted. And at first she feels lonely, and then when she get familiar with her classmates, and then she feels appreciated. So then she started feeling well. And third point is love and relationships. All right, love and relationships. So this chapter also deals with love and relationships. The bond with his mother and his cat highlights the importance of emotional connection. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the bondage between her and her mother, and also about the bondage of his cat and her. So that highlights or that shows the importance of emotional connection. Hope and renewal. Just as the house is rebuilt, the narrator's life and confidence are restored. Right. So when we build a new house, how do we feel? We feel rejuvenated, renewed, right? So in the same manner, her confidence is restored when her house is built. So this is about hope and renewal. So it's a symbolic. This idea is presented in a symbolic manner. Yeah, symbolically. So let us summary of this chapter. So in this chapter, narrator begins his high school feeling awkward and isolated, missing his old friends and teacher. In this chapter, narrator is a high school kid, and she feels awkward when she joins a new school, and she also feels isolated. But because she misses her old friends out at his home, destroying almost everything. His mother risks her life to save important family documents of her late father. And then what happens? Suddenly a fire breaks out at his home, destroys everything at the home at home, and her mother tries hard to save the important family documents, and she saves uh, the memory of her of his late father. Um, Then, after the narrator suffers deeply, especially from the loss of his beloved cat, which symbolizes the comfort and compassion. And during this i- incident, narrator feels deeply um, emotional, or she suffers deeply. Uh, one of the reason to feel, so, um, s- to feel sad is from the loss of his beloved cat. The cat, she loves her cat very much, and moreover, this idea also symbolizes the comfort and compassion. When we have a cat in our arms, how do we feel? We feel comfort and championships and all. So this also symbolizes the comfort and companionship. Companionships means friendship between two person or two things like animals, and eventually or lastly at school she feel embarrassed and insecure, but his classmates surprise him with gifts, supplies, and genuine kindness, helping him feel included. You know, at school, she feel very embraced. Embraced means like shy kind of nature, and she also feels insecure, and his classmates treats him very well, gives him gifts, supplies, and genuine kindness, which she feels appreciated. Over the time, she realized that tragedy opens doors to new friendship and emotional support. You know, and gradually or eventually, he realizes that every adversity or every tragedy opens new door to friendship and emotional support. She came to know about this idea lately. Finally, he finds his cats. Finally, his cat is found and returned by a kind stranger, symbolizing the narrator's emotional healing. Cat was back, and so was I. And lastly, she finds a cat and returns by a kind stranger, which symbolizes or which represents the narrator's emotional healing. At this time, she feels healed, all right, and the cat was back, and so was I. So this line represents this idea or this notion. Key takeaway. So, what are we going to learn in this chapter? What is the moral behind this story? Okay, in this lesson, we are going to learn that adversity can lead to growth. All right, the fire, though devastating, helps the narrator discover resilience and friendships. So adversity is never been a problem. All right, actually, it's an opportunity for growth and success. So this line, this concept shows this idea or this notion, like fire, you know um, the incident where the fire burns his home, though it was devastating, like it was destructive, but helps the narrator discover resilience and friendship. All right, and community support matters. So wherever you live, so that surrounding matters, right? Community should support that kind of person in our life, like a narrator, like how narrator feels in this story. So she gets support from her community. All right, like classmates empathy transform his loneliness into belonging. Like in this story, she feels isolated, she feels very sad, uh, but moreover, however, the classmates shows empathy, and which transform or which leads to uh, um, which transform her emotional stage. Like she, at first she was feeling sad, but later on she feels good when she got support from her community. And symbolism, we came to know about uh, symbolism of cat. The cat is beautifully represented in a symbolical manner. The cat represents love, comfort, and continuity. So it returns marks the narrator emotional recovery. She loses her companion or cat, and which represents love, comfort, and continuity. And when she got her cat, it means she also got the net her emotional recovery. She feels recovered when she got um, the cat. Message, if we talk about the message of the story, the home is not just a physical structure, it is built through relationship, love, and support. So we have home, but we don't have family, like we don't have support, we don't have love within our home. So how does the house feel? All right. So home, it is not a physical structure, rather a home should be built on relationship, love and support. Why is it matters, or why it matters? So this chapter is a powerful reminder for students that difficult transition like starting a new school can feel overwhelming, but support system makes them manageable. When we shift or when we change our school from old school to new school, so during this time, uh, any student feels overwhelming or difficult. She might feel difficult situation, but if we get good support, like well support, that environment, so then we can make this situation manageable. Act of kindness can change someone's life. All right. So when we show empathy towards others, if they are not feeling well, so this kindness or empathy can change someone's life. Emotional bondage, where with family, friends, or even pets, are what truly makes a house a home. So, emotional bondage matters. That emotional connection matters, even with family, friends, even with pets. All right. So that truly makes a home a house. Home is a physical structure. Sorry, a house is a physical structure, but on the other hand, home it is a physical structure with love and connection and support. So I think that's all for today. So we'll continue this chapter line by line in our next class. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.